high tech, made with paper clips.
Hey, it works.
Yeah, it does. All right. Order of operations. Oscar, what's the phrase that we know for order of operations? Jonathan, what's the phrase that we know for order of operations? Okay. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Haley, how many steps are there in the order of operations?
6.
Trick question. Why is it why is it not 6? Oscar?
It's 4 because M and D are the same.
Very good. The M and D are the same step, and the A and the S are the same step. Let's define these real quick. What's the P? Amy, what's the P? Parenthesis. Bailey, the E? Exponent. Good. That's a little number that's set up. M is what, Griffin?
Multiply.
Multiply. D is? Divide. And Kenlin, A is? And S is? Subtract. Good. And yes, like Oscar told us, the multiply and divide is the same step. The add and the subtract is the same step. You can divide before you multiply. That's okay. You can subtract before you add. That's okay. How do we know what we're supposed to do first? Because we always work left to right. You always work left to right. So, order of operations becomes very easy if we are just careful with these steps. Let's try, I would like everybody to do numbers 2 and 5. Okay, Kyler, number 2. Are there any parentheses? Okay, working left to right. 5 plus 2 is 7. And then add and subtract. 8 minus 7 is 1. Very good. Your answer to number 2 is 1. Kenlin, in number 5, are there any parentheses? Exponents? Okay, multiply, divide. Left to right. 5 times 6, 30. And 12 divided by 4, 3. And finally, add and subtract left to right. 30 minus 3 is 27. Very good. Let's do numbers 8 and 9. Okay, number 8. Jennifer, are there any parentheses?
No.
Exponents? Multiply, divide. Okay, left to right. 3 times 5 is 15. And then add, subtract. Left to right. 15 minus 15 is 0. And 0 plus 7? 7. Very good. Over here, Abby, any parentheses? Exponents? 10 to the third is? Oh, close. 1,000. What's the trick for when we multiply a number by 10? Abby, do you know that? What is it? Yep, that's how many zeros we need. We need 3 zeros, so we need 3 zeros right there. Abby, last step, 7 times 1,000 is 7,000. Very good. Try this one. Try that one. 24 divided by 4 times 3 minus 5 plus 2. Really testing right here if you truly understand how many steps there are. Okay, be very careful here. Your answer is 15. If you did not get that, make sure you pay attention here. There are no parentheses, all right? Let's see, Jaylee, are there any exponents?
No.
Multiply, divide?
Yes.
Okay, work it left to right. 24 divided by 4 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18. Now, we are done with multiply, divide. Now we are ready for add, subtract. Work it, which way? Left to right. So first thing I have to do, 18 minus 5 is 13. And 13 plus 2 is 15. 13 plus 2 is 15. The mistake I saw most often was taking 5 plus 2 is 7 and taking 18 minus 7 and saying that was 11. All right, so make sure we are careful with that. Let's challenge ourselves. See what we can do with number 20. Here's the question you got to ask in number 20. Been seeing a lot of mistakes like this. Are you going to take 2 squared, or do you take 7 plus 2 first? 2 squared or 7 plus 2 first? Okay, Griffin, are there any parentheses?
Yes.
Okay, work it left to right. 7 plus 2 is
9.
9. Next, are there any exponents?
Yes.
9 squared is
81.
81. Still exponents. 3 squared is
9.
9. And finally, 81 divided by 9 is
9.
9. Right back at the very beginning. First step. Make sure you do what's in the parentheses before you square it. Alright? Oscar, I've got a question for you. Are you scared of the little ink on a board? Is this dot right here going to come out and beat you up? Are you going to let that dot intimidate you? Are you? No, I'm glad. Are you going to let that dot intimidate you? That decimal right there? No, you're not going to let that intimidate you. Let's see what we got. Number 23. Don't let that little bit of ink on the board scare you. It's not going to come out and hurt you. It's not going to bite you. Shoot, that's not even real ink. It couldn't even stay in your shirt. That thing can't do nothing. You got nothing, decimal. Okay, Jonathan, let's see what you've got. Are there any parentheses? Okay, working left to right. 4.1 plus 1.4? 5.5. Next, are there any exponents? Multiply, divide?
Yeah.
8 times 5.1? 40.8. Now, here was a step where I saw a lot of people miss. Okay? Next step is what, Jonathan? Add, subtract, left to right. What should we do first? 40.8 minus 5.5. Okay? Remember, you can subtract before you add. That's okay. Work it left to right. Whatever order it comes, that's what order we do it. Alright? And this is going to be 35.3. And then, Jonathan, we add 7.1 to this, making sure we line up our decimals. Jonathan, what's our answer?
42.4.
42.4. That's our answer. 42.4. Okay, go ahead and put your whiteboards and markers away. I do have a comment for you. So you see we got a doe there, and the buck has just been shot by this hunter and the DNR guy or the sheriff. I'm sorry, man, but his license does check out, and after all, your husband was in season. Remember, just because he knocks doesn't mean you have to let him in. So what happened?
She opened the door and he shot.
She opened the door for the hunter. If you're a deer living in your deer house, don't open the door for a man with a gun, especially not during deer season. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful these days. Alright, assignment number 14. Page 40, 10 through 33, 35, 38 through 40.